What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're looking to get your music reviewed, you can hit up this email that's right here. But today you are tuned into another episode of The Archives where we take a look at great albums from the past. In today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at Scarface's 2002 classic called The Fix. And if you're not familiar with Scarface, he is easily one of the GOATs. He's a rapper coming out of Houston, Texas, who's been active for 30 plus years. And he was also a member of the Ghetto Boys, an iconic Houston, Texas group that came up in the 80s, known for their hardcore and sometimes horrorcore style. Depending on your age, you might not be too familiar with them, but I'm sure you know their song My Mind Playing Tricks on Me because it is an absolute hip-hop classic. Now, as a solo artist, Scarface is considered to be one of the GOATs because of his great discography, and his 1994 release, The Diary, is one of the albums that really brought him to the forefront in my opinion. In particular, the single I Seen a Man Die is yet another incredible classic hip-hop song that we can attribute to Scarface, so eventually I am going to have to go back and review The Diary, but we're here to talk about this album right now, which really showed that Scarface was able to stay consistent through multiple decades. As I said, he was kicking it as a solo artist in the 80s and also with the Ghetto Boys, then he put out a lot of great work in the 90s, and now we arrived at this album 2002. So one of the things Scarface has always been respected for is his authenticity, his storytelling, and how he's able to go deep. Scarface was certainly at the forefront of being one of the rappers who was rapping about mental health issues, depression, suicidal thoughts, that sort of stuff. Not too many rappers were getting into that, but Scarface and the Ghetto Boys certainly were. But to start off with the street content, the song Safe is this twangy hustle anthem where Face is rapping about the wisdom that he learned coming up as a baby in the 70s, and he also speaks on how hunger and desperation can lead people down dangerous roads, even resulting in murder just to get a little bit ahead. This is actually the same theme that comes up on In Cold Blood, and this is probably one of the most popular songs from this album. You have a great production from Kanye West here, an excellent hook, and once again, this is all about how people will do anything they have to do to survive in the streets, as Face spits. I can't slip, the whole world want me sleep. See, I hustle like a predator and prey on the weak, and playing for keeps, cause see, it's a thin red line between a nigga getting his and me getting mine. Yet another reminder of how desperation can make people do crazy things, and it's a dog-eat-dog world, especially in the most vicious of streets. Scarface, as I said earlier, is very authentic, and when you hear him rap about that street shit, you actually believe what he's saying, because this is an OG who's been around for a long time, and he knows how to paint those pictures. Now, I did mention how In Cold Blood is known for that vintage high-quality Kanye West production, and we do get some more of that on Guess Who's Back. This is another track that a lot of people know. If you're not a big Scarface fan, you've probably heard this one. Great production from Kanye, especially with that bubbling bass line, and Jay-Z, Beanie Sigel, and Scarface all deliver excellent verses. In particular, I really like how Jay-Z kicks his verse off when he says, "Guess who's Bizak? You still smelling crack on my clothes. Don't make me have to relapse on you hoes." Beanie Sigel works a similar flow at the start of his verse as well. Really just a great track all around, man. I appreciate that one. One of the ones that I do come back to a lot when I'm listening to Scarface's music. And I'd also say the same thing about My Block. This is one of the singles. It has an excellent video, so make sure you check it out. And on this song, Scarface is just rapping about all the things that he's witnessed on his block. You're getting some great piano production here that's bright and has a nostalgic feel to it. It comes to us from Nasheem Myrick of Bad Boys Hitmen, and you're getting some great lines like when Scarface says, "On yo block, you probably bred a Fat Pat or Tupac or Big Pun or B.I., your homeboys from knee high," where he's saying that the streets, even though there can be some negativity going on there, it does breed these hip-hop stars as well. He really does a great job of breaking down the things that happen on the block, from gossipy moms and grandmas who just put everybody's business out there, to Vietnam vets who are afflicted by PTSD and addiction. Really a great, vivid track that showcases his ability to tell a story and paint a picture, as I mentioned earlier. Now on the song Keep Me Down, we're getting some similar content where Face is once again rapping about the gutter as he spits, "I'm from the gutter where all we had was one another," as well as "These niggas in my age group is dead or either locked up, the bitches know better, they smoked out or knocked up," and there is a great beat here from Nas. So production wise, you're going to see a lot of big names, a lot of heavy hitters, so everyone really did a great job of coming through with an excellent beat selection for Scarface. There is a lot of variety here, and that does help keep things fresh. Even on the song Sellout, which was produced by T-Mix, we get this funky G-Funk sort of feel, and every time I hear this I think of how dope Dope Corrupt would have sounded on it. It just has that DPG style to it. This is a great track, and Scarface is rapping about that authenticity that I mentioned earlier and how he's going to keep that respect by not selling out, not doing all these phony ass things. He also has some hard ass lines, like when he says, "I done been in fist fights with niggas twice my size, got an incredible record 27-5, and the 5 losses I got, I had to redeem them, so he had to fight me every time I seen him." Just showing you that Face is never going to give up in front of any obstacle, man, no matter what it is, even if it's someone bigger than him who's whooping his ass every time. So I did appreciate that. But you are going to get some softer, more gentle cuts on this album as well to go with the grimier, hard-hitting joints, including Heaven. We're getting a great vocal performance from Kelly Price here as Face is speaking on his connection with religion over this beat that has a really great beat switch up on the end, and the song Someday follows the same type of theme. This is another religion-based track, this time with great vocals from Faith Evans and a really smooth production from the Neptune. So that's one track that I really like sonically. Not a big religious person, but I do like Scarface's approach to religion because he doesn't come across as like hitting you over the head with a goddamn hammer like, say, Kanye West on Jesus is King. He's just speaking on his experiences and how he's been molded to have his beliefs, which I can certainly appreciate. But one of the standouts when it comes to the softer tracks is What Can I Do? This is a gentle guitar track that once again features Kelly Price, and this has some of the album's best lyricism in my opinion, man. He's just rapping about all the good and evil in the world, kind of the yin and the yang, the balance that goes on, like when he says, "And though the sun is shining, there's a cloud in the sky, letting me know that any moment there could be rain, and as beautiful as life is, there can still be pain." You're getting some very poignant lyrics and ideas here, in particular on that second verse when Face is rapping about a child being born while somewhere else in the world a mother is killing her children. Once again, just that balance, the good, the evil, the yin and the yang, and you can feel Scarface's emotion when he's rapping the song. It actually sounds like he's about to break down on that second verse, so that infusion of emotion really makes this content and these lyrics stick even more. That's something I've always liked about Scarface. You can always pick up on the feeling and what he's rapping about. That might sound cheesy to say, but listen to this song and you're going to know exactly what I'm getting at. So other than that, we have the intro track. This one is just a little bit of talking to start up the album, not too much to say there. And the outro track is this electric guitar instrumental that plays the album out. There's also the song I Ain't the One featuring Dub C, and that's actually probably my least favorite track. I still don't think it's trash by any means. It just doesn't stick out as much as some of these other ones. Of course, there's also the Nas assisted In Between Us, and I did kind of find this one to be a little bit disappointing. The beat is cool, the verses are dope, but I did find that hook from Tanya Heron, or Heron, however you say it, just to be terrible, man. I really never liked her voice on this. She just sounds really whiny, man. Listen to it, you'll know what I'm saying, but even still, you can't go too wrong with Scarface and Nas on a track. The beat is okay, not excellent, but you know, I would have expected a bit better of a track. Maybe I'm in the minority here, that might be a hot take with this album. Still a pretty cool song though, and I'm curious to know how you guys feel about this one. How do you rate Scarface? Is he one of your GOATs? Is he in your top 10? What are your top 3 favorite Scarface albums? Feel free to let me know because I love this album. I'm definitely going to have to review The Diary at some point, and I like some of his other ones, man. My Balls and My Word, that's a great one that I really listened to a lot back when that dropped. He's got a large discography that you could talk about for days and days, but we ain't going to do that right now. So let me know how you feel about Scarface and this project or any of his other projects, and make sure you do that good YouTube and social media stuff where you show me love and you show me lots of it. Thank you for watching, everybody. I will see you next time.